Imagine this: Samsung's next big flagship, the Galaxy S26, is spotted in early tests, and the results are so strong they might just make Apple nervous. The twist: it's not even running the chip Samsung wanted to put inside it. For months, reports suggested Samsung was determined to use its new Exynos 2600 chip, a 2nm processor built in-house, for the S26 lineup. But now, a fresh Geekbench result has shown the Galaxy S26 edge using Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2, and the benchmark scores are seriously impressive. In single-core testing, the phone hit 3,393 points, and in multi-core, it scored 11,515 points. If you compare that to last year's Galaxy S25 Ultra with the original Snapdragon 8 Elite, which scored 2,869 in single-core and 9,495 in multi-core, the jump in performance is huge. Even Apple's iPhone 16 Pro with the A18 Pro chip, which managed 3,449 in single-core and 8,573 in multi-core, can't touch these multi-core numbers. That means for tasks that use multiple cores like editing videos, running demanding games, or juggling many apps at once, the Galaxy S26 could be in a league of its own. But why the change in chip? The answer lies in manufacturing problems. Samsung's Exynos 2600 was supposed to debut in the S26 series, but the 2nm production process is facing low yield rates, meaning they can't make enough working chips. This is not a new problem for Samsung. Its 3nm Exynos 2500 was meant for the S25 series, but ended up only in the Galaxy Z Flip 7 because of similar delays. The S25 lineup went completely with Snapdragon as a result. Now, there's still a chance that Samsung could release region-specific versions, with some markets getting the Exynos 2600 and others getting the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2, however. With the current issues, the safer and more likely bet is that Snapdragon will power all models worldwide. If that happens, it could be a big win for consistency, as performance differences between Exynos and Snapdragon models have been a long-standing complaint among Samsung fans. Looking at these benchmark numbers, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2 could give Samsung a clear edge over Apple in multi-core power, which might translate into smoother performance in real-world tasks. And if Samsung pairs this with a strong battery measured in thousands of mAh, better cooling to maintain peak speeds, and a high refresh rate display in Hertz, the S26 could be one of the most capable phones on the market. The timing also plays in Samsung's favor, as Apple's next base model, the iPhone 18, might not get a better chip than the A18 Pro, leaving it behind in multi-core performance. Of course, benchmark scores aren't the whole story. Software optimization, thermal management, and power efficiency matter too. But it's clear from this early leak that Samsung is aiming high for the Galaxy S26. Whether they stick to Snapdragon or eventually perfect the Exynos 2600, next year's flagship could set a new bar for performance. So do you think Samsung should fully commit to Snapdragon for a more reliable experience, or keep working on Exynos for the long term? Share your thoughts below, and if you enjoyed this update, make sure to like this video and subscribe so you're always ahead on the latest tech news. Thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.